morning.
Top of the morning to you, Lassie. Top of the morning. Bottom shot. You're up a little early this morning, aren't you?
Earl, it's 9 o'clock. I got up at 8, not what you call the crack of dawn.
Well, it's kind of early for me. I'm just sitting here wondering what I'm doing up this early. And as for you, after all the stuff you've been through over the last few days, I figure you would sleep in for the next couple of years. Huh?
Well, I'm not reporting for duty. Brick called and then...
Speak of the devil. Hey!
That's right. I was the one that asked you to come over.
Morning. And here he is.
Yeah. Guess you always need to know everything, Pearl. The fact is, I was hoping Jane might take care of Johnny here for an hour or so.
And I told him I'd be glad to.
Any, other questions?
Well, yeah, as a matter of fact, I do have one other question. What's with the 5-alarm fashion outbreak anyway? I've never seen you dressed this way before.
What, this here?
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, I guess it's all part of my new image. What do you think?
I think you look great.
Well, who says you need a new image? Huh?
Well, you see, I'm out for this very important appointment. I just thought that I should dress the part.
Oh, well, it must be kind of an unusual kind of an appointment.
Yeah, I might say that what I'm about to do just might change my life. Yeah, that's it. That's all I'm going to tell you.
Yeah?
Welcome to Santa Barbara, Miss Norris.
Thank you very much. This is a nice room. You can just put those bags anywhere.
Thank you, Miss Norris.
You're very welcome.
Meyson? Honey, are you okay?
No, not really. I think the hardest part about losing somebody is just getting used to the fact that they're gone. Things like that don't really help.
I know.
At least I have somebody to lean on. You and the family. Cruz is the one I really feel sorry for. He's got no one at all right now.
died in a plane explosion last week.
Who are you? Why am I here? Darling, when you lose somebody you love, you always go through a period like this. It must be especially painful considering the way Eden died.
What I really hated was not being able to have a proper funeral for her. At least then there's some finality. You can start letting go. Eden's service seemed surreal to me. We were all just going through the motions. I don't mean to keep going over this. I know it's hard to listen to.
Oh, stop it. It should be the least of your worries.
I won't be like this forever.
Mason, you're entitled to grieve as long as you miss her. The only true healer is time. Be patient with yourself.
I'm so lucky to have you. And the baby.
You really glad about the baby?
Somehow the prospect of a new life makes it a little easier. Did you think what happened to Eden would change the way I felt about that?
I get insecure sometimes. There was a time where I thought that Eden was the reason you married me. I still think it sometimes.
Don't think that. I'm not just taking responsibility for the baby. I think of it as mine. And I was thinking that if it's a girl...
What?
I don't know what I was thinking.
You were thinking that if it's a girl, we should name her Eden. But you thought I'd object. I won't.
Really?
Really.
It means a lot to me. The way of honoring her memory.
Well, let's consider it settled. Now, sweetie, you can do me a favor. On the way to court, would you drop me off at the house? I promised Sophia I would help her with sympathy notes.
Sure.
Let me get my purse.
Wait a minute. When you took me, for better or for worse, it's a good thing you didn't know that the worst would all be up front. You'd have left me at the altar for sure.
Oh, Mason, don't you know by now I'd rather have the worst of you than the best of anyone else?
Whoa, 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 now don't excite yourself. Nice, slow sips. That's it, that's it. You do remember where you are, don't you? You're in my cabin up in the mountains. You're safe here.
You?
My name is Cain. Like in the Bible, Cain and Abel.
Cain?
That's it. There's nothing to be afraid of. I've been taking care of you since I found you out in the snow.
Snow. I fell.
That's it, yes, you fell in the snow. Yes, and I found you, and I brought you back here. You remember how or where it happened?
No.
Well, that's all right. It's all right, you're still weak. You've been suffering from exposure and that fall. But everything will start coming back.
Tired.
Okay, I guess you've had enough soup for now. Well, I've told you my name. Can you tell me yours?
Eden.
Eden. It's a beautiful name. How about your last name?
Capwells.
That's good. You're doing fine. Can you tell me where you're from, where your home is? Eden, Capwell? That's okay. It's okay. Sometimes it's better to just start over. Kind of like being born all over again. How many of us ever get that chance?
The Hotel Florist, please. This is Miss Norris in room 304. I'd like to order 2 dozen red roses to be delivered to Inspector Cruz Castillo at his home. That's 105 White Sands Lane. Right. And also I'd like you to enclose a card, if you would. With heartfelt sympathy. No, that's all right. Don't use my name. Just sign it, a friend of Eden's.
It's open. Come in.
I know I'm being a nudge, and I don't mean to be, but I thought maybe you felt like eating something.
Not now, thanks.
Okay, all right, fine. I'll just leave it here, and you can eat it when you feel like it. The coffee will stay hot for hours, and the muffins, I don't know about. We'll see.
Whatever.
Would you like me to give you a hand with some of these things?
No, I'm fine, thanks.
What are you going to do with them once they're packed?
I don't know what I'm going to do with them. I just want to get them out of here.
Would you like a suggestion?
What?
Maybe Kelly and Sophia would like to go through, and maybe there are some things that they'd like to keep.
That's a good idea. I'll take them over there.
I can do it for you if you'd like. I don't mind.
No, I got it covered, thank you.
Cruz, are you sure that you're not rushing things a bit?
What does that mean?
Really, I know how painful this is for you to have Eden's things around the house.
Painful?
Come on, Brick, tell us. You can't just say today is going to change my whole life and then clam up.
I love it when you two get nosy.
Hey, it may be funny to you, but it's hard on us. Come on.
All right, tell you what. I'll give you a hint. I think there's some new changes needing to happen. Spring's a good time for them to start to happen. Sort of a personal spring.
Let's get the nose job.
Cold. Very cold.
Wait a minute. I want to know what's wrong with the old Brick, huh?
Yeah, but what were the objections to that guy?
Well, nothing major. I just sort of think that the old Brick was fine. He's a little plain and predictable. Long way from what I'd call exciting.
Exciting.
Yeah.
So what do we get instead, huh? The Playboy of the Western world or something?
Well, it's possible. You'll see.
Well, you know, people don't really need their friends to be exciting, do they, Jane? I thought now, dependable. Right? That's what they need. Dependability.
I see. Well, Pearl, I think it's possible to be both. In fact, since I was in jail and now Eden's death, I think I've learned a very valuable lesson. While you're on this earth, you might as well live life to its fullest. Because you never know when your number's going to be up. Am I right, Jane?
I don't know. I mean, I was kind of just getting to know and appreciate the old Brick, and now suddenly you're going to change him? Not sure I'm ready for a big surprise. No matter how short life is.
Here, let me get that for you. Why didn't you call me if you need anything? Just call me. That's what I'm here for.
Weak?
Yeah. Yeah, but you're gonna get stronger real soon. You know, your hands and feet were badly frostbitten. You could have lost them. That's probably one of the reasons they aren't working so well right now.
Why am I here?
Why would you rather be out in the snow?
My family. Why didn't you call them?
Well, now, how was I supposed to do that? I mean, you had no ID on you. I just got your name today. You were a mystery woman until just now.
You took me out of hospital.
They didn't know your name either.
Why take me out?
They weren't going to do you any good in there. I mean, hospitals are like factories. They're a production line. What you need is individual attention. Someone who cares and who can look after you, who has the time to concentrate on you and you alone.
Cruz. Morning.
Hello.
The maid told me you were here.
Yeah.
What is your office?
These are Eden's things. I'm leaving her so Sophia can go through them.
I see.
Tell her to take what she wants and do what she wants with the rest.
Cruz. I wish there was something I could say or help in some way.
Well, there isn't.
Are you sure you should be alone now?
I'm sure I don't have a choice.
Well, I meant maybe you should visit your family, you know, get away from Santa Barbara altogether.
You can't get away from your mind. Tori, you can't get away from your memories. They go to sleep with you at night. They get up with you in the morning.
Yeah, I know how that is.
What is that supposed to mean?
Nothing.
Are you talking about us?
No.
Well, that's good, because I didn't die, did I, Tori?
No.
So you can save this time heals all wounds routine. I could live forever, and it wouldn't be long enough to forget her. You better get that straight.
You ready for my surprise?
I'm not sure.
Follow me.
I think I know what this is.
Yeah, me too. Come on.
You know.
There she is. Isn't she beautiful?
Well, I don't know what to say.
Well, is that an approval or a disapproval?
Well, it's very cherry, you know?
What's
wrong?
I just have this thing about motorcycles.
Come on, it's just something to get around in, you know? I mean, I'm not going to get a tattoo and maybe get a switchblade or anything. I just want to feel the freedom of the road again.
Well, I hand it to you, buddy. You know, I didn't know you had it in you. Look at this thing.
It's a part of the new me.
Rick, these, I hate to be a killjoy, but these things are really dangerous, especially in traffic.
Jane, everything is dangerous in traffic. I'll be careful. Come on, want to go for a ride?
No, thanks.
Come on, I'll prove to you how safe it is. In fact, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll ask the cook to get us a nice picnic put together, and you and me and Johnny go down to the beach for the day.
You sure you know how to drive this thing?
Do you think I'd risk anything with you and Johnny?
Come on, the guy used to race cars. What's a little thing like a motorbike?
That's right. Come on, life is hazardous to your health. Remember, I'm the one who got arrested for running a bar and grill. Jane, you can't be figuring the odds against you every minute of the day. You gotta go for it once in a while. You know what I mean? I tell you what. How about I get the cook that make us some ham and Swiss sandwiches and potato salad, huh? Meantime, come over here. Run over here, right here. That's it. You better hold them, because I'm leaving. Okay, that's it. That's it. Just sit right down there. Hold on, I get the feel of that.
There you go.
Oh. I was just about to leave you a note.
What about?
I took the liberty of doing some grocery shopping for you. You seem to be out of staples.
Thanks.
I see you haven't eaten your muffins yet.
Well, if I need a mother, I'll call you.
Sorry. I just don't want to see you starve to death. Quite an entrance you made. Has anything happened since I was here last?
Eden's plane crashed, Julia.
I'm real sorry. Will you give me a break? I'm just trying to help you.
Forgive me. Forgot my manners.
I'm sorry. Okay. Did you take the things over to Sophia?
She wasn't there. I gave them to Tori.
Oh.
Yeah, oh. She expressed her sympathies. Every word that comes out of her mouth drives me nuts.
What did she say to upset you so much?
I don't remember. She was just there.
Yeah, I know.
I'm sure she said all the right things. I don't know where she even gets off opening her mouth. Personally, I can't look at the woman. I can't hear her name without thinking of the hell she put Eden and me through. Without thinking of the time we wasted when we could have been together. You ever think about that, Eden? The time we wasted? I want you back, back.
Eden, are you all right?
Why?
You look like you were about to cry out in your sleep. Did you have another bad dream?
You have to take me back.
Back? Back where?
Home. To my family. To Cruz.
Who is Cruz? I'm sorry. I can't take you back now. It's too dangerous for you.
You ready? Push the ball. Push the ball.
Good
Push the ball. One more time. Push the ball. Push the ball. He doesn't want to push the ball.
Boy, I haven't been out here in a long time.
Oh, neither have I. Sure picked a nice day for it.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
So, who has what here?
I don't know, let's share and share along. How did you, like the motorcycle ride?
Well, I liked it.
Oh.
I agree with you. It was very exciting.
Yeah, I really can't believe you've never been on a cycle before.
Well, I had an underprivileged childhood. Understable, at least. You know, between boarding schools and moving around the country, I didn't get to do little things like camping and you know, riding a bicycle, let alone a motorcycle.
Well, I tell you what, I can teach you how to ride a bike and maybe a motorcycle. I don't know about teaching you how to be a Girl Scout and going to camp. I think it's a little too late for that.
Well, you can learn how to camp by yourself, can't you?
Well, somehow I think it's a lot more fun when you have company.
What isn't?
Oh, no. My son Picasso, look at
Oh, the killer ant of all time has come.
Oh, we got two sandwiches here.
Hey, here's a happy family. How about a picture to take the afternoon home with you, huh?
Why don't you just get a father-son shot? I'm a little camera shy.
Hey, somebody as pretty as you should deserves a picture all by herself. Come on. Tell you what, I'll throw one in for free, for a little bonus for father, you know, for husband. Come on. Yeah.
We're, not a family.
Oh, just one nice
You
shot.
don't want a picture.
No, Father, I can hear you perfectly. In fact, I'm amazed at how wonderful the connection is. Here I am halfway across the world in the Canary Islands, and you sound like you're just down the block. Yes, I know it is. But I thought that it would do me good to have a few days of rest and relaxation. Oh, yes, it's absolutely beautiful here. In fact, I may never want to leave. So, tell me how work is going. Oh, well, I'm glad. But don't overdo it. Now, are you getting enough rest? Well, I worry. Yes, of course I miss you, too. Madly. Well, don't worry. We'll be together again soon, and I have got the most wonderful plans. I can't wait to share them with you.
What do you want?
I've been deputized. Bring you these. From some friends on the force who know you, care about you.
Put them down, please. Thank you.
From a friend of Eden's. I guess a lot of people had the same idea, huh? All right. I know that concern can be a burden, Cruz, but it seems justified in this case.
In this case, what does that mean?
Well, from the looks of things, you're letting yourself go rapidly to the dogs. How long's it going to go on?
I'm not sure. I forgot my schedule.
You need to bring it to a stop somehow, Cruz. Sitting here eating yourself alive. I'm grieving too, but sooner or later you got to pull it together.
Yeah, well, you do it your way and I'll do it mine. I don't want a lesson from you, man.
Look, why don't you try getting away from here for a little while, from all of this? I'm not big on escapism, but it can make sense sometime.
And where do you suggest I go?
Oh, I'm on my way to pick up Victoria. You could join me. Three of us could have lunch somewhere.
I don't want the three of us to have lunch together. And I don't want to hear about what you and your wife are going to do, so don't tell me your plans, and don't ask me to be a third party to them.
I didn't mean for the offer to offend you, Cruz.
Meyson, I'm so happy that you have Tori, and Tori has you. I think it's great that the two of you have each other now.
Invitation to lunch, not a call to arms.
Yeah, well, I don't want to be comforted, thank you. I don't want to forget. I don't want to be nice, and I don't want to be reminded about you and your wife going out to lunch. Have lunch. Live happily ever after. Just don't rub my face in it.
Hello, Julia. Hi, Victoria. I've come to see Haley. We have some business to discuss.
I'm sorry she's not here right now. I don't know what time she'll be back. I'll be happy to have her call you.
Thanks, I appreciate it.
Okay.
Can I speak to you for just a minute?
Certainly.
Thank you. I just came from Cruz's house, and he said that he dropped some of Eden's things off here.
Yes, he did.
He seemed to be in a real bad emotional state. And he said that he talked to you. I was just wondering if maybe you knew what it was that seem to upset him so much?
I think he's upset about Eden's death, Julia.
I'm very well aware of that, Victoria. I'm worried about him. He's in a very fragile state, and I think that he's probably particularly sensitive to you right now because...
Now, wait a minute. I'm married to Meyson, or have you forgotten?
No, I haven't forgotten.
Meyson has my love and my loyalty. Whatever happened between me and Cruz is over with now. What is going on here?
Why don't you tell me?
What exactly was your relationship with my husband before I married him?
I didn't have a relationship.
Then don't you
with your
think it's
husband.
time you stopped trying to manufacture one?
I think you are out of line
If
here.
you are so desperate to find a father for your baby, go ahead, look around. But stay away from Meyson. He's taken.
Hey, you're back. How was the great motorcycle adventure, huh?
Fine.
Fun, huh?
Yeah.
You guys have fun?
Yeah, great.
Great. Well, where's the kid?
Dropped him off at the babysitter.
Oh, you did? Well, what's the problem? You guys get rained out there or something?
What?
You know, rain. I mean, how come all the long faces, unless, of course, you got in a fight or something?
Everything was fine. We had a fine time.
We went out to have a picnic, and we had a picnic.
Yeah. Well, I guess I could stick around here and cut the atmosphere with a large butcher knife, but I think maybe I'll go outside and get some fresh air, okay? So if I come back, maybe the atmosphere will be a little less oppressive. If not, be sure and hang a little do not disturb sign on the door, okay? Ciao.
Sorry.
No, I'm sorry. I don't want you to apologize. I overreacted with that photography. I was stupid. Of course we look like a happy family. In fact, I'm very happy when I'm with you.
Thanks.
I mean it. I guess this, the word family just got to me or something. I used to belong to one, and I just can't see myself belonging to another one without Amy in it.
I understand. And I understood when it was happening, too, and I'm not offended. My associations with the word family aren't exactly happy ones, either. Our reasons are different. We've had all the best, and I've had all the worst. At least we know where we stand on it.
I wish you would stop defending Julia.
I think you're a little overwrought.
Am I? She is totally insensitive to the two of us. She demands as much of your time as the law allows.
Oh, that's funny.
No, it's not. It's not to me. You know, she constantly shuts me out in little ways, in subtle ways.
I think you're being overdramatic.
Am I? Meyson, I have really tried to be friends with her. I really have, but that jealousy of hers makes it impossible. At least I've come to my senses.
Oh, yeah, you're being very sensible.
Don't misunderstand me. I am not telling you what to do. If you want to keep Julia in your life, it's entirely up to you.
All right. Now, you may not be able to use this for a while, but if you take care of yourself and you're patient, pretty soon you'll be able to grab onto this and move yourself around, pull yourself up.
Thank you.
It's all right. Kind of nice to have somebody around to do after. When you live by yourself for a long time, you're kind of crazy. So I guess I have you to thank for saving me from that.
You never answered me.
About what?
Contacting my family.
Well, you never answered me. Who is Cruz?
Somebody I love. He has to know I'm alive.
Put your hands up here. Come on. Grab on. Put your thumbs around. All right. Now pull yourself up. Don't strain yourself. See? Are you all right? I told you, you're too weak to take care of yourself right now. Now, the closest phone is 20 miles away. I can't leave you alone to go call your folks or Cruz, whoever he is, because you can't take care of yourself yet. So they're just going to have to wait a while. Hey, tell you what, guess what I bought myself today?
What'd you buy?
A motorcycle.
A motorcycle?
That's right. You want to see it later on when you finish?
I would love to. Don't kill yourself.
Promise I won't.
Okay. See you later.
Brick?
Meison.
You excuse us, I have to talk to Julia. Just what did you think you'd accomplish by attacking Victoria and accusing her of interfering in Cruz's life?
Oh, I don't believe this. I did not accuse your wife of anything. She misinterpreted what I was about to say, but never got a chance to because she started to attack me, and I am not interested in this at all. I'm interested in Cruz right now, and that is where my concern is.
You know what your problem is, Julia? You won't let anybody else into your life, no matter how hard they try, so you run around insinuating yourself into everyone else's.
Cruz is not everybody else. He's my best friend. And under the circumstances, that's just about the most insulting thing that you've ever said to me.
And when did Cruz become important enough for you to stand watch over?
Since he has been in this kind of emotional state, do you have any idea what he's going through right now?
Yeah, I do. I know exactly what Cruz is going through and what he wants us to be left alone. So why didn't you leave us all alone to deal with our grief in our own way?
It really doesn't seem like anything that I do is right with you, does it? I'll tell you what. You want room to work out your grief. You got it. You want me to stay away from your wife. Oh, you have got that. But don't you dare tell me how to handle my affairs with Cruz or anybody else because I won't stand for it. You stay out of my life and I'll stay out of yours.
I'm coming.
Hey, come on, buddy. You gotta eat. Why not let me fix you something, huh? I make a mean almost anything.
No.
Yeah, well, in that case, how about a grilled cheese club sandwich on rye? What about some of this coffee that Julia brought over? Now, she claims that it's about the best Bolivian rocket fuel that money can buy.
I'm not thirsty.
No? Hey, don't worry, pal. I'll get that. You just hang tight. Okay?
Jeff, Sunset Cleaners.
Oh, okay. Well, how much?
That'll be $18.
$18?
$18 for what?
Oh, don't worry, pal. I got it. I'm taking care of it right here. Here, keep the change. You're all right.
What is that? Give me that. Give me that, man.
Tom Brokaw.
Stay tuned. Coming up is your chance to win cash on Channel 2's Watch Magnum and Win 3. When we ask you the Magnum question of the day, be the correct caller with the correct answer and win $200. Channel 2's Watch Magnum and Win